Hey guys, just want to give you a quick update of the last 19 hours of our life. So right now we are sitting in our hotel in Freetown, Sierra Leone. We woke up at 5 a.m. starting in Monrovia, Liberia, and we drove all the way through and today was maybe the most intense, hectic, anxious travel day I've ever had. Yeah. One of the most. So we're just going to give you a quick recap of what happened because we think that this story needs to be told and we want you guys to know, first of all, what it's like to travel in West Africa overland with your own vehicle, and also some of the problems that are dealing in this part of the world, which need to be discussed in a public manner. So first off, we jumped in the car at 5 a.m. We drove to the border of Liberia, which actually at that first border we didn't have too many issues. They were very friendly. That one police
6 checkpoints, only one. They stopped us to see the passports.
What's happening right now?
Nothing. The 7th passport in the day. Marlon's taking our passports in. Hopefully it will be just that check. Let's see.
Yeah, and the lady was friendly.
The first border check, very friendly.
Yeah.
Every official at that side of the border, the Liberian side, was super helpful.
Yeah. Yes. Really. So, quick side note: our driver was forced to pay $1,100 US from the border of Guinea and Liberia, and we did not think he was going to get that money back. I said there was like 5% chance.
Yeah.
And shockingly enough, he got it back. So good for him. Everybody was happy. So we exit Liberia, fine. So right now we're crossing the border from Liberia to Sierra Leone over the river, and welcome to Sierra Leone. And then we get over to the country of Sierra Leone. So I'll let Alvaro tell you what happened.
We find a local fixer. So our fixer from Liberian side leaves us with another dude. Extremely helpful, really nice guy, friendly. Moves us to the little building, like one level building. A few different rooms in that building, a little hallway, really narrow hallway. Yeah. The building was probably like 50 years old, quite like run down. Yeah. We get there, they check our visas first, 2 guys. Look in the, we had like letters of invitation, so were the visas on arrival essentially. Everything was paid for, it was an actual visa, we could get in, no problem. But obviously they were looking at the papers,
like analyzing
up and down. They've never seen something like it. I understand it's a little bit like a weird process, but we had some screenshots from an email. They just read that and they're like, they were quite happy. So you and I were positive, we're like, hey, we thought this was going to be the major problem in all our trip in West Africa, because that visa was a little bit edgy, but we hurdled that obstacle quite well after like 30 minutes of talking to the guys.
And we thought that was the only hurdle that we had to cross.
That's it. Normally, right guys? You go through immigration, that's it. No.
We just got really scammed at the border of Liberia entering into Sierra Leone by the Sierra Leone officials. And not a good welcoming into Sierra Leone. They say, okay, come in the hallway and go in. It's almost like a hospital, like a doctor's office, right? Yeah. It's like you go into the next little room. So then we go into the next little room, and there's a guy that can't be older than me. He's probably 25 years old, sitting at the, just have that little like cocky face on, like, hey, give me your yellow card, Fever. So, okay, no problem. Here's our yellow card. Everywhere in Africa that we've been, which is almost every country, you just show the yellow card, and they usually just check the date, done, move on. This guy checks it, he goes, this is not acceptable, you don't have a cholera shot. And first of all, I don't even think a cholera shot, I've never heard of people
I think cholera was eradicated.
Yeah, we're connected to every single traveler who does this for a living, and no one has ever said that you need a cholera shot or anything.
Obviously we knew he was
we knew he was from the beginning. So we looked at each other and said, no, this is all we need. We can get it to the country.
Essentially, the only vaccine you need to travel into these countries is the yellow fever.
Yeah.
And we had that shot.
We had it.
It was clearly stated. Everything was perfect. He just invented this new vaccine we needed.
Yeah. Then I was kind of quiet because that's just how I am in nature, and Alvaro kind of got a little bit.
Yeah, I was a little bit aggressive with the guy because I know we both knew what was going on. I was like, hey man, you're trying to pull all these shit on us. You essentially want to bribe. We're not going to pay you anything. We are on our rights. We just need the yellow fever, and that's where the guy completely reacted like erupted,
aggressive,
very aggressive.
And his buddy came in and
oh, this guy said
they basically threatened to send us back over the border.
Send me back.
Yeah, send him. They also threatened to like hold us captive, like handcuff us and keep us there for 6. They said 6 days.
We took note of everything. Handcuff you.
They had all these printouts on the wall that basically just said World Health Organization, which they clearly just typed it out on a computer.
Nothing was official.
And they said like, oh, you need this shot, but it's just all. And they go, oh, look, this is what you need. It's just, this is. We're gonna get into the bigger problem here in a bit. Let's just finish this story.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Another 2 guys come in, civilian clothes. They were not officials by any means. and they started shouting. Their role, everything is theatrics.
Yeah.
Everything was already staged. They've done it before,
Yep.
and they'll probably do it again.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing the video. So they started shouting and just pushing us
Yeah.
around. Like from that moment, I shut up
Yeah.
because I knew it was
Yeah.
better. Just
Yeah.
we kept
Yeah.
quiet. And we
Yeah.
agreed, and I apologized. I excused myself, and we laid low.
We just
But the
tried to-
guys kept
yeah.
pushing and
Yeah.
pushing and pushing,
So
and just tried to beat us to the corner, basically, essentially.
And he first asked for, was it $350?
Yeah,
So $500.
He didn't ask us. We left
Yeah,
the room, and
yeah.
they talked to the
Yeah.
fixer. I don't know. Like,
So he wanted a big sum of money, and we ended up getting it down to $50 a person, which is still it was
lot
it
of
was a
money.
complete bribe. It's they're bandits, and they're robbing us essentially.
the only reason we paid is because we were already super behind in
Yeah.
our schedule, and we couldn't afford another hour, another 2
Yeah.
hours of just waiting it out because we would have
Yeah.
stayed and slept in the border.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's the
Exactly.
only reason we're
Yeah.
totally against bribery
Yeah.
and like contributing to
Yeah.
this corruption. We were really pissed.
And the funniest part, and then we'll finish this part of the story, is when we were all in the room like negotiating at the end, the guy actually took out the needle and he was looking at us directly in the eye, and the vaccine was coming
you
out.
want the shot? I'll
Yeah.
give you the shot. 1 second.
Yeah.
Touching the
He was
needle.
touching the needle, like, bro. Okay. Anyway, so we ended up paying them the money, and then we eventually got out, and then we drove. It was ridiculous. And then we drove 8 hours basically to Freetown, and it was a 19-hour journey the whole time. We're here now. Everything's fine and safe. This is not only. So I also want to say something, that this is not a problem with Sierra Leone. I don't necessarily hate the country of Sierra Leone. I have met a lot of nice people so far, and it was actually a beautiful drive here.
Great guys we met on
Yeah.
the road. We stopped for lunch. We met
Right.
a lot of people with the drone stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, people were being great.
But this bribery problem specifically is in many African countries, specifically West Africa, and it's, in my opinion, it's one of the reasons why this part of the world is not progressing, because these problems are scaring. Like, I'm telling you this message now, and you guys now know what's happening, right? And things need to be changed in this country if they want to progress moving forward. It's a very difficult subject to talk about.
we actually did tell them this, like,
Yeah.
this is not helping the image of Sierra Leone, and then
Right.
they came up with different arguments that were completely
Yeah.
unconnected and illogical. They just wanted a payoff that day,
Yeah.
and they got it. Essentially, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
And
abuse of power.
I feel defeated, and it's pretty as a traveler to go through that, and we knew we were getting into some things like this. And listen, it's our last few countries, so we're up for the adventure, but we just want to communicate to you what happened today. But damn, that was crazy.
Yeah, we're never paying one again.
No. In a few days we're going through Guinea and the border to Conakry, and we've heard that it could be even worse, but now we are gonna try to do the best we can to not pay that. So that's it. All right, man.
Crazy day.
Bedtime. See you guys. I'm Drew Binsky, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.